Hello, my name is Michelle Gutierrez, and today I'm going to talk to you about challenging behavior in infants and toddlers. So, to begin, challenging behavior can be defined as a behavior that your student may exhibit, such as aggression, impulse actions, distracting, and this behavior becomes a risk not only to the student themselves, but to those around them, such as yourself, you're the caretaker or the teacher, as well as the students around that child. So to begin, I'm just going to go ahead and talk to you about some examples that I personally have had in my own classroom dealing with challenging behavior. So I've been working in the early childhood field for about 6+ years now. I started at a very young age. So I've seen pretty much a lot of different types of behaviors. Unfortunately, I never really came across a challenging behavior head on until about 2 years ago when I started working at a privately funded organization here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. There I started as a EA, an assistant teacher, or just say assistant teacher, in the 2 and 3-year-old room. From there, it was my first time having a child, or children actually, with challenging behavior. And for me, I found it super frustrating because no one equipped me with those tools to deal with the students who had challenging behavior. As well, the teachers in that classroom weren't equipped to deal with these children with challenging behaviors. Therefore, the classroom was chaotic, the students were chaotic, and the students with the challenging behaviors were even more of a handful. So overall, it was just a chaotic balance and a lot of meetings with the parents. And we are an all-inclusive childcare facility. So we take even the children who have been kicked out of other daycares and we take them in, and we basically don't give up no matter what. We help them to the best of our ability because we believe that everyone deserves a chance in education, no matter the behavior, no matter the disability or condition of the child, they deserve the right to education. So continuing on that, my first encounter with students with challenging behaviors began in that classroom. We had two who were very aggressive. I studying now just think they were understimulated. Every activity that we posed or any little transition, it kind of threw them off. But they did need that stimulation just to a higher extent, which we did not know about. And I didn't know about 2 years ago until taking more courses at NMSU and just getting more of that personal hands-on training. Did I understand that? But as an educator, I can tell you challenge behavior in the classroom it's real. It exists. And until you have a student that has a challenging behavior, you honestly will not know the struggle or the way to accommodate to that student. So continuing that, I'm going to go on and give you some strategies that will help you in the classroom with infants and toddlers on how to strategically handle and just be there for that student, because everyone deserves a right for education. So to begin, one thing I would say is power of relationship is key. Build that trust with that student. Yes, they may be challenging, and other teachers are like, oh no, I don't want that student, or this student is so and so, I don't want them in my class. Or I've seen this happen where that student with the challenging behavior gets sent right away to the other classroom because the teacher just does not want to deal with that student anymore. But who is that helping? Am I right? It's not helping anybody. Until you get a teacher, I'm just saying as myself, who's caring and determined and nurturing and accommodating and just overall willing to figure out this student and help them for future education success, you're not going to see any change. So power relationships is key. Build that strong foundation with not only the child, figure out that student. If they're slow to ease up or if they're fast to ease up, figure that out. Build that relationship. On top of that, build that relationship with the family of that child. Become close, do more home visiting if needed, do more parent-teacher conferences just to get to know the family and the child more and build that relationship, because a strong foundation of relationship will fall into place everything else that I'm about to tell you, which is next is power of roughhousing. Now, in that, before this course, I definitely did not believe per se in roughhousing just because it is dangerous. As educators, we want the best and the safety of our children first. But roughhousing is good as long as it's supervised and it's in a safe environment, a trusting environment, it's going to be okay. And currently, I am actually going to talk about a student I do have who does have a challenge behavior. He's very aggressive, and just he always has to be hitting, slapping, or just getting that stimulation, but he only knows how to aggressively. And mostly because he experiences that in his own home, not saying that his parents abuse him, but he has 3 older brothers, an older sister who's maybe 2 years older than him, but he always comes with a scratch on his face, or the sister has a scratch, and just rough housing, really rough playing, and that's all he knows. So what I took into consideration in the classroom is rough housing. So every once in a while, when his character or his behavior becomes super challenging and just out of hand more than normal, we'll go ahead and set up a rough housing kind of play for him. We have a block pit, and I'll get some pillows, or we have like these really big stuffed animals, and we'll kind of just do like a pillow fight. Get that out, get that stimulation out. And it helps him for the rest of the week or the rest of the day to kind of get that out of his system. Yes, he's still getting the stimulation he needs, but as well, he's getting to play with others. He's getting to know the rights and wrongs of the play, not to go too hard on a friend because it hurts, or if they do it to you, that you need to say, oh, that hurt, like let's try to do it softer. And the power of language too ties into there. Following as well, power of intervention is key. I totally love the fact that in Las Cruces we have so many early intervention. We have MECA, we have Aprendamos, we have La Clínica de Familia. I know they do more of like home visiting, stuff like that. We also have TOTS, Tresco TOTS, and they're awesome. MECA is the one that usually works with my classroom the most. And I really recommend early intervention services. Get your children screened. What we did just previously was we had every child in our classroom screened for evaluation. Of course, we sent out letters, had parents sign if they wished to participate or not, but mostly all of them did. And half of our students qualified and needed early intervention services, which it has made a tremendous difference in the child's learning and in the classroom. So I would say take a hold of that as well. And I just believe all these 3 together combined make the situation in your classroom with the children with challenging behaviors a whole lot better. It makes your classroom smoother. It makes education way much easier for the child to obtain and to get to. And it's just easier on you as an educator. So that was my take on challenging behaviors, reading the material through our text for this course, through my own personal experiences, and through my own having to research and train on the topics of challenging behavior. And I hope this was helpful to you all and you guys gained some insight to how to really accommodate situations that may arise with challenging behavior and how to approach it. But other than that, guys, I thank you for listening to my little speech, and hopefully it taught you a thing or two, and in your future classrooms you are ready and you are able to accommodate to those children with challenging behaviors. Thank you.